Okay.
Oh, go ahead.
Go do it.
You're good.
All right.
It's gonna stop in
All right.
like a couple seconds.
Okay, so we just had a really awesome conversation with a fellow creator in Fort Myers. He wanted to call us, bounce off some of his questions that he had, because he wants to do photography full time
And
videography full time. So he just had some questions for us, and since we've been doing this for a little bit, we were able to help him with some questions that he had, and we also didn't know some of the answers as well. So check it out and let us know what you think.
Yeah.
I guess this is a weird conversation, but I am currently working here at FGCU.
Yeah.
And I've been doing a lot of this film and portraits. I've been building out my kid. I've been running around. I'm working on this project for Black History Month, and I'm doing all these like free shoots and stuff. And the more I do, the more I understand what I'm learning. I just know that I don't want to be here.
Yeah.
At campus on campus, and the pay is good, but it's not really like what I want to do like passionately, like, and I don't feel like I'm in control. And so I keep trying to figure out ways to give myself goals that are gonna eventually allow myself to feel like I can do enough to move on from this, leave this behind, and pursue what I'm doing at a full-time rate. And see, the only people I know in my life that do that did that is you guys. So I'm just really kind of like at a crossroads. It's not like I'm trying to jump out the window today, but I'm trying to build, and I just don't know what I should be looking for as far as the signs that make sure that let me know that it's okay. Because of course, we talked about before, you leave a job, you leave your benefits, you leave your, it's almost like you leave your security. So yeah, that's a little bit of my spiel.
Okay.
And I just don't know. I don't know what signs I'm looking for. I don't know what I'm supposed to be. Some things that I should be looking out for, and I don't know. That every time I think about like going like really hard and getting aggressive, I know that I have this 40-hour workload that I don't want to like try to start balancing too. And then I'm eventually going to have to make a decision. So I'm gonna start rambling.
You're right. No, rambling helps. Honestly, we have no idea what the signs are. like, I mean, we're still struggling. Like we're doing this full time, yeah, but like we're considering getting part-time work, just because we need to have continuous revenue, and this isn't always like promised yet.
Right.
So it's hard for us to say what the signals are.
Yeah.
What do you think?
I would say just from our experience, also just having doing this full time, having like almost too much time can also be a bad thing too, in a way, because there are some days where we take it for granted and we don't do as much work as we should be doing. Mm-hmm. So just consider that as well. That's something that we wish we kind of knew before we jumped ship, because like we were like, oh dang, like we're doing this full time, it's great, but there were some days where we're like, dang, we could have done more today than.
I think
nobody looking over your shoulder.
Yeah. Right. And I think maybe even getting just, I mean, since you are working full time and you like all the benefit, you're like, yeah, that's definitely a good thing. But maybe even just switching to a more like part-time job where it's like less mentally consuming. So like just so whatever kind of job that you can still bring in money to pay the bills.
Yeah.
But then keep pushing and keep growing your clientele and your portfolio. I'd probably recommend that rather than going cold turkey, just because we're at that point. We're at that point where like, and we also saved a lot of money before we did this. Mm-hmm. So like we had a goal, like our goal was $10,000 before we like quit our job. So just in case anything happened, like we would still have that as a backup.
Right. Makes a lot of sense.
So like, yeah, so if we didn't get one more job, we still had that to like fall back on, which was definitely helpful, but like we've gone through that already. Yeah. So that's going to.
Right, and then so now you're at a point where you're like, you gotta gotta get all the jobs matter like a lot.
Exactly.
Yeah,
and
definitely.
and I think it definitely helps like having like a buffer. So I think if you were to like quit this job and find like a more like mindless kind of job where you can just clock in, clock out, and even work on the job. Like if you can find a job where you can work on your stuff while you're there and get paid to do that, like that would be even better.
That's the thing. That's this job.
That's that job?
It's this job because we work on campus. I mean, it's the labs. For the most part, we sit in the labs and we work on the computers. But it's just there's times where like you have to work,
Yeah.
and work more.
Mhm.
And
That's
I
true.
just don't know. I guess maybe it's a sport mentality, but it's like I just want the freedom to like feel like I can. I feel like I can't do it all. I can't go find the leads. I can't do all the projects I want to work on and.
Because you have to be there.
Do everything while doing this. Yeah.
And that makes sense. So maybe just finding a job like that that's not 40 hours a week.
Right.
That's half that.
Yeah.
Or 30 hours a week.
Or just talking to your job that you have right now and see if you can figure out a way where you can just like cut your hours in half. Yeah, come down a little bit. That way, that gives you more flexibility. And
I mean, you lose the benefits. So like,
Yeah.
you're not going to be working full time. So like, you do lose that. And like, we don't have benefits right now. Like, we don't have health care or health insurance right now.
I just seen this thing you posted about why self-employed.
Yeah, exactly. So that's why everything's so expensive. but yeah. So I mean, it comes with all of that too. So like, you don't have benefits. You're not like your job isn't funneling into your 401k anymore. Like there's no health insurance, so that's a risk.
Right, you're living on the edge.
Right, we're living on the edge right now. But I think it's worth it. Like we're gonna find. That's our dog.
That's our dog.
Sorry.
Yeah, you're like,
She's sniffing the phone.
Yeah.
But I think
We're doing so many things, and I feel like of course, you gotta understand. I watch a lot of things from the outside. I'm just observing, but I'm seeing that there's so many jobs to this. There's so many pieces to this.
There are so many pieces, and like
the leads, the business, the admin,
yes, the marketing. So like, and that's something we're gonna try to show more of this year for sure, because it's so easy to only show like the pretty fun side and not like all of the back end and the bookkeeping and the stuff that like we still struggle with because we don't know this stuff. Like we were bio majors, like we don't know anything about business.
Square one,
So I think definitely I would not jump ship completely. I would talk to this job and be like, hey, can we cut my hours in half? Or down to 30 or 25, like whatever still pays the bills. Because then you get to pick and choose what jobs you want to take and not have to take every single job just because you need the revenue.
Yeah.
Because like,
you want to be a slave to the work.
Exactly.
Right.
Like right now, we're doing like birthday parties and stuff. I hate birthday parties. I hate them.
How do you hate them?
I hate them.
Like to see the look on little kids' face.
You know, it's just not for me. Like there's some cute moments. Like don't get me wrong.
I personally like them.
Robert likes them. I just don't,
but
and they're not my preferred thing. I shouldn't say I hate them. They're just not my preferred
I get it.
thing to shoot. So even if I don't have to, I wouldn't take that. But right now, we are at the point where like we need to take those jobs.
No, I get that. I hate events, and I'm always doing events. I hate them.
Yeah.
They're not that fun for me.
Yeah, like, I mean, different kinds of events I'm cool with, but, like, exactly. So, like, I think maybe going part-time would be the best choice.
Get a nest egg. Go part-time.
Yes, definitely get a nest egg. Yeah, so I would say full-time for a little bit, save up some money, stop going out. When we were saving money.
Like only go out if it's, like, business-related. Like, if you're meeting up with someone.
It's like slavery.
Exactly. Like when we first started doing this, both of us were working full time. We'd come home, eat food, and go edit and go learn stuff on YouTube until like
2
12,
in the morning,
1 o'clock, 2 o'clock in the morning. And we did that for months, a couple of months, and then we decided, okay, we could probably do this full time.
Is it like that now?
Huh?
Now that you're full time, is it like that now?
No. And we have way too much time, and like we're still trying to figure out our schedule and like how to maximize every hour that we have, because it's no longer just work and then like work. So like it's not just like how do I it doesn't separate. So now
so
like
we have to figure out a way to like work for our business, but also do like side projects, just like personal side projects that we just want to do for fun. So that way we can like, so that way it just doesn't get overwhelming.
Part of it too,
Exactly.
Exactly. So, I mean, yeah. So, but while we were doing that, like when we decided to start saving up this money, we didn't know if it was going to happen like as quickly as it did, and then it did.
Right.
But we were not going out. Like we were just spending our time home, eating food at home, not eating food out. Like we literally saved every penny. Like we were eating ramen most nights. Like
and we still are, and I think that kind of helped our hustle mentality just when it comes to like food and stuff. Like we like make sure we're like saving any like we're pinching pennies as much as we can.
A lot of people just throw the money in.
Yeah.
Throw money in food constantly.
Exactly, and we did that.
$10.
Yeah, and that builds up real quick.
Yeah.
I completely agree with that.
So
100%.
I think my advice to you would be stay at this job a little bit longer, a couple months. Have like a number in your head that you want to meet, because you're gonna meet it faster on 40 hours a week than you will part time.
Yeah.
Right.
So
can I ask you this? Can I ask you a question real quick?
Yeah.
How much do you have any money saved up right now?
I do. I about 3.
Okay.
Okay.
So right now, I already told myself I had stopped like saving like for this. I was putting everything that I made from this right back into my kids. Like I was just like, I gotta buy the next thing.
Yeah, and like we did that too. We built our stuff up a little bit.
Yeah.
I don't know if that was smart or not, but
I think it was like our first stuff we put back into like more lenses and just better stuff.
Yeah.
Because that definitely helps.
And I think I kind of got lost, and I don't know if you guys see this in the community. I kind of got lost in the portrait community, and I felt like, and I mean, that's nothing bad about it, but I felt like that's not exactly where the most of the money that people would get coming from the camera would be.
Definitely not.
So like, I'm trying to understand. I watch a lot of Scott McKenna on YouTube, trying to understand this video production and how to really assist like businesses and things like that. I think that's a whole different place. I don't see me making the majority of my money from people who want portraits. Most people want things captured, events captured, documented.
Yeah,
right?
Definitely.
Is that what y'all find? Or
yeah.
No?
Yeah, we definitely make most of our money off of the events. And like weddings were our big ones. Those are like
weddings.
One wedding can pay for a whole month.
Yeah.
Like
like the quinceañera that we did in Mexico, that was like our biggest job that we landed.
That's crazy that y'all were out there.
Yeah, it was crazy.
We did not think that was gonna happen.
It was wild. So definitely we would recommend that kind of side of business.
Yeah, like I love portraits too.
I love portraits.
They're probably my favorite thing to shoot right now.
Right.
But they definitely do not pay the bills. Like it's they're few and far between.
Yeah, but on the other hand, though, it does help you because you can use that as content.
Yeah, like it helps
bring
your portfolio.
in new clients, so it does work in a way. But the money isn't like there directly; it's kind of like indirect.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're learning skills that are going to help you in other jobs.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's more of like a marketing tool, so people can see what you can do.
That's why But I see so many people here that. They have almost like, I got lost on Instagram too for a little bit. They have no Instagram and they make a lot of money.
Yeah.
They make a lot of money with Instagram. I'm like, man, maybe I should shift my focus to a different avenue instead of just being online but not meeting with people. And that's why I wondered, were you guys like just waking up, walking into businesses, talking to them? Was it responding to ads? Like I just didn't, the more I look into it, it just seems everybody's approach is so different. But a lot of people say that the way they got in, I see a lot of people say they knew a person that started knowing people, they did a good job for them, and it just kept going.
It's all referrals.
That's what I recommend.
I think a lot of our stuff has come from referrals.
Yeah.
Word of mouth. People like reviews from other people.
Yeah, and then just kind of like seeing like who you would want to work with. So like what we did was we went through like our Instagram and we saw like, okay, like who's in the Tampa area and who we want to possibly work with. And then what I did personally is I was like learning animations at the time. So like I just made a quick little animation and then I made it specifically for this company. And then I sent it to the main guy there. And like he just started his own business as well. So the timing was kind of like almost like perfect timing. And he liked it. And from like one little like 15-second clip, we were able to land a gig where because he does marketing, and
Right.
we were able to land a gig where we did like a commercial style shoot for a chiropractor in Tampa.
Wow.
So like it's crazy, like those
Just
little
like that.
Yeah.
just like that. So and then like we also like met with him and stuff like that. Like we like connected well, and just
So like free stuff.
yeah. So free stuff definitely is beneficial.
people,
Yeah,
Yeah.
because like you learn new
I've been
skills.
trying to give the benefit of free, man, but I love it. I love
You
it.
have to be strategic with it. So you have
Yeah.
to be like, all right, I'm gonna make, but at the same time you have to like not expect anything in return because we didn't expect anything. But
Yeah.
you gotta like just
Right.
say, all right, here's some free stuff to someone that you might want to potentially work with in the future. And if it works out, it works out. If not, then you know how to do something cool that someone else might not do.
Yeah, just practice.
Yeah.
Like free stuff is always just
I
practice.
agree with that. I think that's something I don't. Maybe this is wrong. I think that something I haven't been doing is that I think I've been doing a lot of free stuff, but not exactly for people that I want to actually do business with in the future. I think
Yeah.
I've just been doing free stuff for like individuals and stuff, trying to get my skill up. But I don't think that.
Well,
they
that
have
I mean that's
anything
helpful
else in
too.
return.
That's helpful too, but you need to do both.
Yeah.
Like definitely push more towards business.
Yeah.
But like doing free stuff for your portfolio is definitely helpful too. Like
Yeah,
we do
'cause-
some of that too.
Because then those people, you never know that like that one person that you do something for free might recommend you to do something like a wedding or something for a friend. Like you never know. So
Is
you
there a
ha-
limit though? Because for this project, I felt my
If it-
calendar's been.
if it starts
I
hurting,
got all these free shoots, like 30 shoots this month, and I feel like I'm learning a lot really fast. I feel like I'm learning, but I don't feel like I'm for all those hours of editing. It's not the return.
There's definitely
I
a
don't know.
limit. Definitely a limit.
yeah. Like if you start burning out, then you go on a little too far. Then
You don't
And
wanna
even
burn
bump
out.
it up. Like
Have y'all burned out before?
oh yeah.
many times we've had freaking breakdowns, bro. Like
This
there's
is
some
a
days
lot,
when we're
yeah.
like, dang, like we literally don't know if we're gonna make it to next month. Like that's like
Or
how it's
tomorrow
been. Yeah.
when the bills are due.
Yeah. So, yeah, it's just part of the process, you know.
Part of the process.
Yeah. But I think if you're doing this many shoots already, like you're like your photos look good. Like
Well, I
you
appreciate
don't
that. Thank you.
yeah. And if you're
I'll figure
doing
it out.
they look good. So like I would even just start pricing them a little low,
You
like
price them accordingly, yeah.
price them. But if you're gonna do free, tell them $5
Yeah.
or $10.
And then most of the time they'll be like, oh yeah, for sure, and then they'll give you a tip and like
Yeah, like
That's-
I could do $5 for a shoot, or I could like if it was gonna be free, like just bump it up a little bit more, like $5, $10, $15, and like
Right,
don't
right, right.
post that anywhere. Like just let people know, like if you're gonna do, I don't know how to say that.
Yeah, no, I think that, I think there's people who are paying for events and paying for portraits, but I think that my passion projects are what I end up doing so much of the free stuff for because
Okay.
I don't have enough business work coming in, so I try to create a project that's going to generate interest later, you know. And
Yeah.
I think that like I start dying to that part of it, kind of like I put too much on my plate, and then I don't know if it's actually being appreciated because it's like there's so much editing that has to go past that, you know. People don't necessarily. I don't know. People are not really respectful about people's time sometimes.
yeah,
Oh, definitely.
yeah,
And so, like, when you got, like, 30 people in your Lightroom.
Yeah.
And you're trying to get them all the photos. That's kind of like a personal workload that I think I put too much. I think I put too much on me because I always want to see exponential growth.
Yeah.
I've just been big about that right now. And I think that it actually is leading me to kind of like, I'm waking up at 7 a.m. every day. And
Nice.
I don't have what's on my plate cleaned yet, and I'm adding to it constantly. And I think that
Okay.
that's killing me, but I don't want to stop because I feel like then I'm not going to be progressing. So like I'm voluntarily killing myself.
Well, for these free projects, are you giving them like how many photos are you giving these people?
So before I used to, until I started listening to TrulyChrisPortraits, I used to give people a lot of photos. Like I don't know, to me a lot of photos was like 20 to 50 photos. But now,
Okay.
especially for this and anything in the future, I really try to do 3 to 5.
Yeah. If it's free, you do not have to give them everything
yeah.
for sure.
Yeah, I didn't know that in the beginning though. I was like, you get a photo, you get a photo.
No, we do the same thing. I give
That's
people
so
like
funny,
60,
yeah.
70 photos, and I'm like,
Yeah.
okay, this is
Oh,
great.
okay.
Yeah.
They can only do so much with them, right? They're usually wearing the same outfit.
Exactly,
Yeah.
exactly.
It's true.
And you're just killing yourself, and and I don't know. So yeah, I've been trying to learn, and so one thing I want to talk to you about real quick, I think that's busy people. Sorry.
No,
No,
we're
you're
good.
You're good.
The
Love it.
The community. I've learned so many good and bad things about community.
Yeah.
And you know, like just by sharing somebody else's work, I've seen people say really negative things about me. People told me that I steal models, and then I've met
Really?
people who have been really, really genuine and really, really nice. And I guess doing music has shown me that every community has its up and downs, but the photography community, there's very welcoming side of it, there's very not so welcoming side of it. I just don't know if you guys experience that, because you guys seem like you also like to talk to people, build with people, help people, and network.
Yeah.
How have you overcome that to build your own personal brand? Because you look at you've been doing these cave days, and they seem like they go very well.
Yeah.
You know.
How
have you managed to have you had bad run-ins or not really? I haven't seen that side of it.
We really haven't had too many people. We really haven't had that many bad experiences.
Just the quinceañera one. Probably.
Well, that's not really
Yeah.
I think we don't really partake in it. We don't really partake in any of the negativeness.
Right.
So I guess that's really just not our focus. There are people who are super negative about new photographers.
Yeah,
I've definitely seen that, and I mean we're very new, so there's something I could say to it.
Yeah, when people ask you when you started or how long you've been taking.
Yeah, but here's the thing though, some people focus on that too, but there could be someone that has had a camera for I don't know, 6 or 7 years, but they might have just gone out every now and then just to take some photos randomly. Just because you had a camera for 6 or 7 years doesn't mean you've been a photographer for that long.
It's about the hours you put in. We
Yeah.
put in a lot of hours in this 1 year. And I see you putting in a lot of hours, but that's just one of the examples. Some people are just negative, and you just can't.
Yeah, because the main reason why they would be negative is it just comes down to money. They're afraid, or they're just upset that you will be taking.
There's so many people. How can everybody, make money if there's? And I just feel like that's a really, I guess, a negative attitude to have, because I always feel like the more people we know, the more people we're connected to, the
Exactly.
more we can all help and give jobs to.
Exactly, because we can't even do all the shoots. There are some days where there might be 2 different events on the same day. And if we can't do both of them, we'll obviously reach out to someone that we know. It's hey, there's a event going on here. They've been looking for a photographer, videographer. Hit them up, and
you pass them.
Yeah, and I think there's definitely more than enough work for everyone. It's just, I think people are either upset that they're not able to do this as much as they would like, and they see you doing it, and they're like,
they just want to bring you down, kind of.
Yeah, they just want to bring you down a couple pegs.
I've had a lot of conversations with people you're trying to go too fast, you need to do this.
Yeah, and everyone goes at their own pace.
I was just trying to.
Exactly. And no, everyone goes at their own pace. We jumped in, which was insane.
Yeah, which was a kind of a good thing, I guess, because if we would have known all of the crazy stuff that we didn't even know, we probably would have
I thought you said that before. Yeah, it was good that you didn't know.
Yeah, definitely good that we didn't know.
In a way, it was good that we didn't know, because it was a lot.
We learned a lot, instantly.
Yeah, we put ourselves in a position where we just had to learn it, as we went.
Yeah, we were so uncomfortable in this position, we had to figure it out. But yeah, I think community is incredibly important, which is why we have our cave days, and we're always trying to meet other creatives in the area. I think it's important to meet other photographers, other videographers, but then also we've met music producers, just
models,
any type of creatives.
Yeah.
Artists and stuff.
Yeah, it's it's just a whole different mindset that we love, just exploring with other people. But I just
everybody has a different process in the story.
Yeah, and some people are gonna be negative. You just gotta let them go and keep on being happy.
Yeah,
keep on going.
Yeah,
because there's
have you noticed being there there's a big difference between the people who you look up to and the rest of the creative content community, that do you see them doing something different, or do you think it's just the hours in general?
I think people the people that we look up to are just genuine, they're just actual people, and they share they're good and they're bad.
Yeah.
Right.
And I think that's why they succeed so much, because they just show that they're people and they're not perfect. and they show their
I get that a lot. Yeah, I understand that.
and they show their
You can feel they feel relatable.
it's authentic, it's real, and they show like their progress. So like they show you the steps that they're taking, and like you can either do it or you can't. Like,
Exactly. Yeah, that's basically it. Yeah.
So
that's super true. That's super true.
yeah, so I think that's something different than like, and I think that's why they succeed, because they're real, they're actual people.
Man, you guys are the best.
We're really not. We're really not.
Trying to learn as we go and just help people that are in the same kind of lane that we're in. We're just learning as we go, man.
Mm-hmm.
You guys are on my wall though, like in my mental wall of like just because I'm really inspired by that. Like, and even though every time y'all say, "Oh, it's not glamorous," like I don't think that y'all make it glamorous. I think that y'all make it real, like kind of like you're saying now. Like, and I feel like I think that a lot of people won't do what you've done, and the more I try to talk about how I want to chase my passions and build something for myself, I think the more I realize that a lot of people around me do not have a mindset that's very like that.
Exactly.
And that's almost like crabbing my take on it, because I don't want to move forward either, because I start feeling like, oh, well, maybe I can't do it either. Like, you know.
Yeah, no, you can't listen to anybody.
Yeah, you gotta just block them out. That's how I was back when I was a teacher, man. Like, there was a lot of people who were just like, oh, we're just playing it safe, blah, 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 blah. And I just had to block them out and just tune them out, man. You just gotta tune that out.
Yeah.
People have been here at my job for 10 to 15
Bro,
years.
yeah,
Exactly.
that's what scared me, bro.
And that's so scary. That's so
You
scary.
you like almost saw your future self, and you're like, shit, like,
Yeah,
it's scary,
that's
bro.
15th anniversary, like, it's gonna be you one day. And I'm like, no, it's not.
Yeah, no. A lot of people, and that's fine. Like, some people like stability, they like being comfortable, and they like a steady paycheck, which is not a bad thing.
Yeah.
Right.
But
steady paycheck sounds good. Yeah.
yeah, but I mean, if this is a whole different life, like if you want to do this, it's a whole different mindset, and people are definitely going to tell you to stay safe. But if you want this, you gotta just block it all out.
Yeah.
Like, we had family, we had friends who were like, "Are you sure you want to do this? Like, this is not. I don't think you should. Like, this is not smart. Like, you really need to
you just
think
got
this
a
through.
good job. You're getting paid really well.
You have health insurance.
Yeah. And we're
So,
like,
but
nah.
you have to like,
That's all those things.
yeah. So if you really want it, you just gotta tune everything out.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I'm working on that part.
Yeah. No, we're still working on
You
that
want
part.
those people to say, yes, do it. You know, we love it. Support you, you know, kind of make
Yeah.
you feel like it's the right thing to do. And I think you just got to train yourself for your voice to be the only voice you kind of like follow.
Exactly. Because all the people who are telling you not to do it also had dreams that they didn't follow.
Yeah.
So they're gonna tell you no.
Look at you, preaching.
Yeah, I read that in a book. I don't know which book it was, but I remember I read that in a book. Like, everyone has a dream, but you either choose to follow it or you don't.
Right. No, I 100% agree with that. One day at a time.
Exactly.
Yeah.
One day at a time.
Definitely, man.
Okay.
Dang, bro. I wish you could just come to one of our cave days, bro.
Yes.
I keep trying to. Like, every time I end up having something to do, like, say I'm supposed to go to this, like, youth training and help these kids, but I see y'all posting, I was like, oh my god, another Thursday. Because to me, Tampa's nothing. But one day I will.
One day.
Definitely,
make
bro.
it there.
Definitely,
And,
man.
we'll vibe and create. So, but I really appreciate, you know, we don't talk all the time, but just being able to say, hey, can I call you guys? And saying, yeah, sure.
Yeah,
Yeah.
man.
15 minutes, it means a lot to me. So I really appreciate that.
No problem.
man.
Call anytime.
Yeah.
We like having these conversations.
Yeah.
Okay, well, you guys be safe. I'm gonna go back from hiding and actually do some work that I'm supposed to be doing.
Fucking love it, man. Love it. Yo, Chris, I have one quick question, man.
All right, what's up?
So I was actually recording this. It just kind of sprang on me the idea to record this conversation. I think we dropped some really good nuggets of like good information. I'll probably just chop it up and like just kind of throw it on our Instagram. But is that okay if we do that?
That's perfectly fine, man. You don't ever need my permission. I believe in what you guys are trying to spread, so that's perfectly fine.
Dope. Thanks so
Sweet.
much, man. Appreciate it.
All right, man. Y'all be safe. No problem.
Thanks,
Alright,
you
you too,
too.
man.
All right.
Peace.